The only thing better than low taxes is no taxes. I'm JT, and this is all about FERS. Roth IRA is one of my favorite retirement tools, and it's all too often misunderstood and underutilized by federal employees. Most federal employees believe that when they retire, their taxable income will be lower than their working years. This is oftentimes not the case, as most feds under FERS forget to realize that a significant portion of their retirement income is still taxable. Your FERS pension, your tax-deferred TSP, portions of your Social Security, and your IRAs are all taxable as ordinary income. Having a plan as to how you're going to handle taxes in retirement is critical for federal employees who don't want to outlive their retirement savings. How do you reach the point of being able to pay $0 in taxes when you make a withdrawal from your Roth IRA? Your Roth IRA can potentially be a tax-free source of income to you, but certain requirements need to be met. You need to make sure you fully understand them so that you don't end up paying more in taxes or worse, taxes and penalties. First, let's talk about the differences between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. A traditional IRA is tax deferred. That means that when you make a contribution, you get to deduct it against your income and you're deferring paying taxes until later. That means that when you take the money out of the IRA later in life, it's taxed as ordinary income. So let's look at an example together. Bob makes a $6,500 contribution to a traditional IRA. He gets to deduct that $6,500 against his ordinary income. He doesn't pay any taxes on it. Let's say that Bob is in a 22% tax bracket. 22% of 6,500 is $1,400. So Bob will save $1,400 on that contribution to his traditional IRA this year. Bob does not have to pay any taxes on that contribution today, but someday he will. So let's talk a little bit about some of the withdrawal rules. With some exceptions, you're not allowed to withdraw money until you're at least age 59 and a half. In our example, Bob contributed $6,500. Assuming that he allowed these funds to stay invested for 10 years, and we assume a 7% growth rate over that 10 years, his contribution would have grown to $13,000. When Bob takes that $13,000 from his IRA, it is taxed as ordinary income at whatever tax bracket Bob is in at the time of the withdrawal. Assuming that Bob is still in a 22% tax bracket when he withdraws that $13,000, he will pay $2,680 on that withdrawal. Using this strategy, Bob traded a tax liability today for one later in life. Tax-deferred accounts are just one tool in your toolbox, and they're not the only one. They're not good or bad, they're just a tool. And it's your responsibility to know when to use them and how to use them properly. Roth IRAs are different than traditional IRAs because when you contribute to the Roth IRA, there's no tax benefit today. Roth IRA contributions are not tax deductible. You do have to report your contributions every year, but they're not deductible against your ordinary income. The contributions that you make to the Roth IRA are taxed today at your current tax rate. The withdrawals you make, providing you meet all of the requirements, are tax-free, but that isn't even the best part. The withdrawals that you take from the Roth IRA are tax-free, but the earnings are tax-free as well, as long as the requirements are met. So in our previous example, Bob made a $6,500 contribution to a traditional IRA. We assume that he left it invested for 10 years and it grew at 7%. Bob's in a 22% tax bracket, so he saved $1,400 on that contribution in the year that he made it. And then it grew tax deferred to $13,000. When he took that money out, he owed $2,680 on that withdrawal. But the great thing is that over that 10 years, it would grow completely tax-free. It would grow to $13,000 and he went to take it out, he would owe zero taxes. So let's talk a little bit about the requirements to be able to take money out of the Roth IRA tax-free. You can take your contributions out of the Roth IRA at any time with no penalty. This is money that's already been taxed, so when you take it out, no taxes owed. However, taxes on the earnings are treated differently. In order to withdraw the earnings out of your Roth IRA without penalties or taxes, you must meet two requirements. The first one is you must have owned the account for at least 5 years. This is called the 5-year rule. The second one is you must be over age 59 and a half. If you don't meet those two requirements, you could be subject to a 10% tax penalty and be taxed as ordinary income. IRAs are unique investment tools that allow individuals to save for retirement. Tax-deferred and tax-free accounts are just tools. Know how and when to use the right tool for the job. If along the way you'd like a little guidance, let us know. Until next time, happy planning.